I just got done dropping off the 150 to my mechanic. Usually my father would work on the truck, but again, he passed away in June, so I had to drop off the truck to the mechanic. I like to call my dad a glorified mechanic. He would get really mad at that, but he was one of the main mechanics for arguably the strongest person in the world, or the most popular person in the world. And the reason I want to record this is because I'm gonna walk about a mile from home. I'm currently just at the local store, but the mechanic lives a couple miles that way. He just dropped me off at the local store, and I'm gonna walk about a mile home in that direction. Now, I used to walk back and forth 3 times a day. I don't need to do that anymore. But again, I would spend all day walking, doing different exercises until I got over a hump. Now, these so-called experts will say, "Oh, you can't do this. You have to stay in the wheelchair." That is complete and utterly a scam, a lie, I promise. To make a long story short, something kept telling me to keep pushing, even though it was very, very hard. But eventually I kept pushing, and my father kind of forced me. I forced myself, but he would give his little input saying, "I want you to do X, Y, Z a little bit harder." He knew I would be hard on myself, so he didn't have to be hard on me, but he just kind of watching me on things he thought I could do. He forced me to do those. So I'm gonna get ready and walk. Oh, and reason I have these on is so I can listen to my educational podcast during the walk. And I always walk on the opposite side of the road. For those that you have been in the military or certain organizations or companies, you'll understand why you walk on the opposite side of the road. Mainly because you want to see cars coming at you instead of walking on that side. You don't know what's coming behind you. When you walk on this side, you can always see cars coming at you. So again, this is a military thing, among other things, but again, it's more of a safety precaution. You want to see what's coming at you. So say, for example, a car is coming at me. I can simply walk off to the side and wait for that car to pass. But when you're over here walking, you don't know what's coming behind you. You might not even hear them. And unfortunately, they might not see you. So that is a disaster waiting to happen. The safest thing is walk on this side of the road. Yeah, another thing is I'm recording this way. Usually you record this way when you want to record a YouTube short. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a YouTube short or standard YouTube video. So to be safe, gonna record it. Alright, portrait. And here comes a car. And this is a perfect example why you walk on this side. On this side, they can see you and you can see them. Now, if I was on the other side of the road and a car came up behind me and I didn't hear them or they didn't see me, I could be hit. And the reason I'm walking is because I'm trying to prove to people that you can walk. I promise, you do not need walking devices or wheelchair. Yes, you'll need them at the beginning, but with the right approach, which living with Ataxia has. And again, it is not just for people with Ataxia. It's for any neurological condition. And for that matter, it's really for anyone. Whether you have a condition or not, we can help anybody. The problem is, people like you have been influenced by people that want to keep you down, want to keep you using a wheelchair or walking aids, because that's how they make money. So they'll have you believing you need this. And you really, I promise, you really, really do not. And again, yes, it's gonna be hard. But eventually, once you get over the hump, you get a hump. And then once you get over the hump, everything becomes a lot easier. The problem is, it's gonna be an uphill battle until you get over the hill. And here comes another car. Another example why you always walk on the other side of the road. I only eat once or twice a day. If I'm working out really, really hard, like I usually do, I will eat twice a day. If I'm not doing much, I once a day to simply not hungry, and when eating correctly, you can go hours and hours without being hungry. When you follow the standard American diet, which stands for SAD, exactly what it makes you do. It makes you sad. It makes you want to eat and eat and eat. But when you eat the way you're designed to eat, you will only eat once or twice a day. You are actually made or designed to eat until you're full and then go a couple days and then eat again. You weren't designed to eat, the 3+ meals a day like you've been told. This person just redid their outside of the house. I don't know, but this person, the gentleman that lived here, he apparently was on that plane that the helicopter hit in Washington, D.C. He was on that plane, and I assume his wife got the house redone. But again, I do not know. I'm just going off of word of mouth. And these people used to have emus. If you're not familiar with emus, it's kind of like an ostrich. What they used to do is raise them and sell their meat. But they don't have emus anymore. And coming up on a portion of my land, and for those I don't know or haven't seen, this is the field I got using that big tractor. And again, here comes another car, which gives another example of why you always walk on the opposite side of the road to make it safe. And again, this field is mine, and this is what you saw me cut with the John Deere. This house was the very first house in the neighborhood. This house was the very first. My house was number 2. And you're talking a neighborhood that was built in the late 70s. But again, I got this entire field. It takes you about 8 hours with the big tractor. And a car's coming up behind me. I hear it. Another example why you walk on this side of the road. And this house you see here is my neighbor. Well, these are all my neighbors, but this house is my very next door neighbor. He has done very well for himself. What he does for a living, they call that a farrier. What that means is he shoots horses. What he does is shoots race horses. It's more of a family business. His father did it. His grandfather did it. I'm not sure about anyone before that, but it's basically a family business. And that's where I started. I spent many of hours riding horses as a younger child. And it, along with dirt bike racing, if you fall off, it teaches you how to get right back up and do it again. And that's another thing. It's okay to fail. Always say failure is a good thing, because if you fail, you can always go up. You always have room for improvement. It works, I promise. If you fail, just keep trying over and over again. You cannot give up. Giving up is the ultimate failure. You pretty much have conceded to failure and accepted the failure. You should never accept failure. Failure is a good thing, but when you accept it, that's when you technically have failed. Do not accept it. And like I said, here's the neighbor, next door neighbor. And now we're coming up on the final stretch. Alright, here's the driveway. And as you can see in my last video, the house that's currently going through remodel, that's why you see the dumpster. And when we walk up, which is currently for sale, this car that's under the cover. Under the cover is a 1930 Chrysler 66, fully original. It's actually in really good condition, but again, it's a 1930 Chrysler 66, and this is the Tesla. Usually the Ford is over here, but it had a power steering leak. You can see where the power steering was leaking. That's why I dropped it off to the mechanic. But we're just gonna head into the house. And the house, everyone. I just wanted to show you the walk home and try to motivate you like I continue to try to do. Again, most of you can get out if you was hurt, but under what these experts say, I promise you can. You just need the right approach. And we have the right approach. It's really unfortunate they just made money off of you by keeping you down. But I promise, through hard work and us giving you motivation, us giving you the right approach, I promise, we can make you at least, at very, very least, more independent.